Over the last 17 years, I have read well over 100 copywriting and marketing books, so you don't have to. And here's the truth that honestly, no one else will tell you. You really only need to read 10 books to write better than 90% of copywriters out there. And after putting everything that these books taught me into practice in real marketing campaigns that have generated millions of dollars in revenue for myself over the last few years, I can honestly tell you that these 10 books contain every copywriting secret you will ever need to know, along with my YouTube channel, of course. So if you are new to my corner of the internet, hi, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I'm Alex, an award-winning marketer, copywriter, and founder of the Copy Posse, where I teach hundreds of thousands of rad humans around the world how to make more money online with modern marketing. And if you want real talk copywriting advice that actually works, you know what to do. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button below. Then keep watching because I am about to save you years of wasted time and thousands of dollars on reading books that you do not need. Listen, if you've been here for a while, you've heard me say it before, but I'm going to say it again just for good measure. Most copywriting education is dirt cheap content dressed up as premium advice. And now that AI has made it possible for literally every single person on the planet to produce generic, watered down, regurgitated content at the touch of a finger, how are we supposed to actually learn anything valuable out here on these internet streets? Well, this is where real copywriting education comes in, because you guys, I've been doing this for almost 2 decades. I consider copywriting to be an art form that requires time, practice, repetition, and empathy to master. And your clients and your customers and your bank account will absolutely reflect that. So instead of looking for the perfect AI mega prompt to pretend to be a copywriter, why not start learning the foundational marketing training that actually elevates your copywriting skills and helps you stand out today? While many so-called copywriters will, of course, continue to hop on that AI bandwagon, this creates a golden opportunity for you because there is an ever-rising premium on your empathy, your humanity, and your critical thinking as a copywriter. And I am telling you, these are the books you need to take those authentically human qualities all the way to the bank. So are you ready? Let's dive in to my must-read copywriting book list. Starting with the foundations. Books 1 to 3 are foundational books that I recommend every single copywriter read. The first is Influence by Robert Cialdini. This is one of the first books I ever read. I'm going to quote the legend himself here. Robert Cialdini spent 3 years going undercover to figure out why people say yes. Not just what makes them say yes, but why they say yes. And if you think about it, it makes perfect sense. Of course, you can learn tactics and strategies to get people to convert all day long, but if you don't understand the underlying reason why they work, you won't be very successful because it'll be really hard to replicate in your own copywriting. Now listen, I'm not saying that you need a PhD in psychology, but if you want to write copy that connects and really inspires action, you need to understand the 6 principles outlined in this book that make people want to say yes. All right, now the second book on my list is Alchemy by Rory Sutherland. So Rory Sutherland is the vice chairman of Ogilvy and Mather, and he proves that the most effective marketing often defies logic, which we know, right? We know buying is an emotional decision. And as humans, we make decisions as much on the subtle external signals as much as we do on the objective qualities or the features and benefits. Based on 30 years of field work, this book decodes human behavior, blending scientific research with real case studies from Rory's career. It is a must-read in my opinion. And now book number 3 on my foundations list is Made to Stick by Chip and Dan Heath. So remember when marketers used to think that being clever was way more important than being clear? The good old days when you could say anything you wanted, right? I am guilty of this 100%. I have written copy that was so creative that it totally missed the actual point and the message was lost entirely. We need to remember that clever doesn't stick, but clear does. And the Heath brothers analyzed everything from urban legends to Super Bowl ads to prove what makes marketing memorable. This book breaks down the principles behind why some ideas thrive and others just fizzle and die. And it teaches you how to craft messaging that is simple and absolutely sticks in the minds of your customers. Now, the next 3 books I am putting in a category called the writing craft. These are for my purists at heart who absolutely love writing. The first is Everybody Writes by Handley. So you know what's officially out right now? Hiding behind templates and swipe files and AI-generated content because you never actually learned how to write. Handley built marketing profs into a $20 million company, and she did it by writing emails that people actually want to read. A woman after my own heart, not just emails that people tolerate in their inbox, but emails that people actually look forward to. So this book will teach you how to do the same thing. No fancy formulas, no psychological manipulation, just good writing that treats your readers like smart, savvy human beings because they are. And by the way, if you want to see how I apply Anne's principles in real emails that convert, I am currently running a free workshop where I break down my 3-step storytelling email framework. If you want to check that out, the link is in the description below, or just scan this QR code to sign up and watch for free right now. All right, book number 5 is The War of Art by Steven Pressfield. All right, so far, right, we've been talking mostly about copywriting techniques and marketing and understanding the principles behind why they work. But I think it's really important to also talk about the thing that kills more copywriting careers than bad advice ever could. Steven Pressfield calls it the resistance. Yep. The voice in your head that says your copy isn't good enough, that you should wait until tomorrow to write, that you're not qualified to sell anything, that you have no clue what you're doing, so you should just give up. I always turn to this book when I'm facing creative blocks or I lack motivation. This book has single-handedly saved my career more than once, because if there's anything that we know as writers is that we hit walls sometimes. And the best copywriting advice has nothing to do with your copywriting skills or knowledge sometimes. Sometimes it just has everything to do with that little gremlin in your own head and getting out of your own way. You have to just throw a bunch of stuff at the wall to see what sticks. Now, book number 6 on my list is Identity Marketing by Veronica Romney. So remember when marketers would rely entirely on just features and benefits? I mean, yeah, the good old days when that used to work, but that is officially dead now too, because features and benefits are boring. My good friend and brilliant marketer, Veronica Romney, has worked with the Harmon brothers, the guys behind the Dollar Shave Club, and she has figured out something that is so much more powerful than simply selling products, features, and benefits. She learned how to sell identity. The most successful campaigns don't just get people to buy something, they get people to see themselves as the type of person who buys that thing. Sounds subtle, but it is such a huge driver of trust, which we know is everything in this day and age. Now, don't get me wrong, features and benefits are still really important, but this book finally put into words something that I've known to be true for a long time with science and examples to back it up. In fact, the copy Posse is even featured as a case study in this book, which I am super proud of. All right, the last category I am calling the legends. These are the books that have absolutely defined the copywriting and marketing industry. The first, you knew it was coming, Breakthrough Advertising by Eugene Schwartz. You guys, I can't not include this on every single book list that I make because Eugene Schwartz is someone that I frequently reference in all of my work and training. He is most well known for writing ads that have generated hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue, and that was a long time ago, so a lot more today. But here's what makes this book different than any other book on this list. He doesn't teach you what to say or how to communicate as a copywriter or marketer. He literally teaches you how to think about what your customer is already thinking. I mean, it's the closest thing to becoming a marketing psychic, right? Now, this is definitely not a light read. It is pretty scientific and strategic, and it can make your brain hurt just a little bit. But honestly, those who are really ready to dive in, this book will single-handedly change how you approach your copywriting. I mean, there's a reason why almost every single person who talks about copywriting has this on their must-read list. So yes, you must read it. But this is very important. Whatever you do not buy this book on Amazon. It is currently selling there for $400. You want to grab your copy from Brian Kurtz, who owns the exclusive rights to this book, and you can get it on his website for half the price, and you better believe I'll be dropping a link to that below. Number 8 on my list is Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller, someone I deeply, deeply respect and have followed for years. Because you know what happens, right? When businesses try to be the hero of their own story, they lose customers because nobody wants to hear about how amazing they are or you are as the marketer, business owner, copywriter, right? Donald Miller's framework flips this completely, where your customer is the hero and you are the guide. And when you position yourself correctly, absolutely everything changes in your marketing. So in this book, Donald teaches marketers and business owners to use the 7 universal elements of powerful stories to dramatically improve how they connect with customers and grow their businesses. And now book number 9 is This is Marketing by Seth Godin. Seth Godin has been writing about marketing longer than most YouTube creators have been alive. And this book is absolutely his marketing masterpiece, in my opinion. While everyone else is out there looking for like the latest growth hack, Godin really teaches you how to build something that lasts based on marketing truths and how to create a community of people who don't just buy from you, but they absolutely believe in you. Now, the goal isn't to market to everyone, right? It is to market to someone so specifically that they think you're actually reading their mind. Talking about being a marketing psychic, right? If you want your business and marketing to stand out from the crowd and to rise above the noise, you absolutely need to read this book. And then we have book number 10 on my list, Ogilvy on Advertising by David Ogilvy. You know, last but not least, I had to include a book from the godfather of marketing himself, David Ogilvy. This man built the most successful ad agency in the world using principles that still work today. Because yes, while so many modern marketers are obsessing over creating viral content and different ways to hack growth, what I love about this book is that Ogilvy's principles are timeless and they are still quietly generating billions of dollars in revenue. And here's his most important lesson. The best copy doesn't feel like copy at all, right? People won't even recognize it as copy. It feels like a conversation with someone who genuinely gets you. So in my opinion, this book is absolutely required reading for anyone who is serious about learning copywriting and taking their skills to the next level. And if you want a quick and easy way to start applying these principles, there is no better place to start than with your emails. So make sure to check out my storytelling workshop where I'll show you how to write a conversion story that turns emails into income. And you can click the link below to join that for free or simply scan this QR code. So I gotta know, which book are you gonna read first? Which book did I forget from this list? Because I know I probably forgot one or two. Drop them in the comments below. And if you wanna stay ahead of what's actually working in copywriting right now, you gotta check out my next video where I break down the 5 copywriting trends that are working for me right now. I will see you over there. Then I'll be back next week with a brand new video. Until then, I'm Alex. Ciao for now. Before you go, if you like that video, make sure to check out this one next. You know what's officially out in 2025? Forced funnels, fake urgency, value stacking like it's 2012. But you want to know what's in? Building trust, creating connection, and thinking like a real freaking human.